This video is brought to you by Gamersubs. Use code MHB at checkout for 10% off your next order. It finally happened. After a pretty merciful start, the wheel gave us a decent challenge, and as a result, I needed a little bit more time to let that video cook. But I didn't just want to disappear for a week. There's more platinums to be earned after all. While the PS3 randomizer is my primary focus for the time being, we were inevitably going to get games that tested that weekly upload that I'm striving for. However, not all my PS3 games are in my physical collection. I have a number of games I bought on the PSN store, and I didn't include those on the wheel because I like the idea for that series to be for my backlog of physical games. So I thought my digital games could slot in as need more time games, and the series we're starting with is perfect for that. Also, I have more digital games than this. My PS3 storage is just at capacity at the moment, so another reason to start clearing these off the old hard drive. Anyway, we're starting that journey by platinuming one of my absolute favorite series from the PS2 era, and a series I haven't played since 2013 when the final game was released. It's time to finally platinum Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, or as it's known in Australia, Sly Raccoon. I don't know why the Cooper nor Thievius Raccoonus wasn't allowed, but whatever. I used to love this game on the PS2. It's a series that's right up there for me along with Jak and Daxter and Ratchet & Clank, but it stuck out as something completely unique. A collectathon platformer with a sneaky twist, and I was all about it. Still waiting for Sly 5 by the way. But it's been more than 20 years since I last played the original. I think it's about time we fix that. And yes, I know there's a PS4 and 5 versions of the trilogy now, but I already have the HD collection installed on my PS3, and Sly 4 isn't on PS5 yet as far as I'm aware, at least not in Australia. As always, if you do end up enjoying the content and want to see more like it, be sure to like the video, comment below any shorter platinums that you think would be a good fit for some in-between style content, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Shut up, ringtail.
Let's start with a good old story setup before jumping into that trophy goodness. Sly Cooper is the last member of the Cooper clan, a long line of master thieves who steal from other criminals. On his 8th birthday, Sly was supposed to inherit the Thievius Raccoonus, an ancient book which contains all of his family secrets to help him become a master thief. However, before that could happen, a group known as the Fiendish Five invaded his home, murdered his father, stole the pages of the book, and split up around the world to set up their own criminal enterprises. This led Sly to being raised in an orphanage where he met two buddies, Bentley and Murray, and when they were all 16, they left the orphanage to begin the vigilante criminal lifestyle with a quest to find the Thievius Raccoonus. This is where we come in, 2 years later and about to steal some very important documents, but not before we get a trophy for starting the game. What the hell? Sucker punched. We got a trophy right off the bat. Alright, and also another one for getting a single coin. Coin collector. I'll touch on the trophies in a second, alright? We're trying to infiltrate Interpol headquarters where there's a file of information about all of the Fiendish Five. Foxy Lady. Feel like the trophies are popping pretty quick. After grabbing the file, we're ambushed by Officer Carmelita Fox, who has a vendetta against us, but we give her the slip, and now it's time to hunt down the Fiendish Five one by one. And that's all you really need to know, as each world plays out the same as the next. You need to secure enough keys across the levels to eventually take on each of the Fiendish Five. So let's talk trophies. Now the trophy list here is pretty straightforward. So straightforward in fact that all we need to get the platinum is a single step. Beat the game. Well, okay, you need a bit more effort than that, but I'm being serious, not much more. Most of the trophies are to do with finding all the clue bottles in each of the levels. Sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 40, and with all the clue bottles you gain access to that level's vault. In these vaults are new abilities for Sly, whether passive or active, so they're well worth going after as is, and to boot, you don't have to look too hard to get all the bottles either. Some levels have a tricky one here and there, but most of the time just a quick scan of the room and you'll spot them. I will say if you want more variety in your trophies, probably go for the PS4 and 5 trophies for Sly 1, as it has some actual level specific challenges, whereas the PS3 trophy list is very cut and dry. Our first stop on this trip is to Wales to take on Sir Rayleigh the Frog. And here we got a lot of trophies right out of the gate, like for starting our adventure, learn the ropes, collecting 60 and 99 coins, Coin recycler. Alright, I'm assuming that's for 60 coins by the trophy. Coins! Coins everywhere! Collecting all the clue bottles in a single level, which also had us unlock the vault for the dive ability. Bottle hoarder. Okay, I couldn't remember the collectibles to be honest, but this seems pretty easy. Dive bomb. I wish I knew what these were. I haven't looked at the trophies at all. And then from here, we just repeated the cycle. Found all the clue bottles in every level we entered, accessing the vault for new abilities, getting the trophies for finding the blueprints in this area. Programmers can do anything. Learning the slow-mo jump. Take it slow. Finding all the dive moves, and there's a few trophies like this, but usually it just means 2. Nimble like a thief. Learn the coin magnet ability. Coin sucker. And then it was time to face the frog. There's not really any info on what to do with the boss fights, you sort of just have to trial and error each fight. But here all we need to do is avoid the frog's hops until he deflates and give him a smack. Do that enough times and that's 1 boss down, 4 to go. Frog legs. Alright, there's our boss trophy. That was decent. It's just confusing when they don't, it's literally just like figure it out. I forget that the PS2 was not as hand-holdy. This time going to the States to take on Mugshot. Pub gambling. I'm assuming that's just for entering this level. Mugshot's territory is the same situation as the frogs. Complete the level, find all the bottles and the key to move on, but I do want to bring up the minigame levels here because holy hell is one of them way more annoying than the rest. Most of the time these minigame levels are just providing covering fire for Murray or using a vehicle to get from point A to B. Things like that which are pretty easy. But we also have these races with Murray. Yeah, these are genuinely tough for no reason. This is not a gimme, you really need to learn how to cut corners, when to use the nitro boost, and even then the AI will smack you around and there's no rubber banding here either. If you lose sight of first place, you are not winning this race. This race took me, no joke, a good 30 minutes of attempts and it was infuriating. Let's go! Way to go, Murray. Oh, that is why is that so annoying? Alright, mini ran over and back to the ability roundup, as here in Mugshot's realm we unlocked the explosive hat ability, top of the morning, speed up time ability, freeze, you're it, Mugshot's blueprint, French bulldog style, the water safety ability, which is a really helpful passive that just means you can fall into the water now and not lose a lucky charm or die, waterlogged, and the decoy ability. Now you see me. I'd go into the abilities a bit more, but I'll be honest, the passives were where it's at. I rarely used any of the activated abilities the whole time except for invisibility. Now it was time to face Mugshot, who as a boss is definitely a little more tricky. You can't attack him at all, you just need to avoid all of his gunshots while running around hitting these mirrors around the arena that destroy his weapons. He has 3 phases and a stray bullet will send you back to the start, but definitely a more tense battle that was good fun to figure out. Giving the dog a bone. Next up was Ms. Ruby down in Haiti, and I'll be honest, this was probably my favorite area in the game. Bayou Lily. Voodoo is just such a dope backdrop for some swamp levels. Not as many trophies this time around though, since not every vault rewards us with a trophy, which is lame. But anyway, we did get one for finding the Voodoo blueprint and upgrade and maxing out our slow-mo ability, Singing Gator. Slow slacker. Oh, time stopper. There we go, we got another one too. Cool. Before taking on Ms. Ruby. As a fight, it's all quick time events, but I'll be honest, it's still the most memorable fight in the game and a blast to complete. Dance, dance, Ruby. And run like an Egyptian. Next we were off to China to take on the Panda King, the final area where we needed to hunt for clue bottles and vaults, grabbing the rest of the abilities along the way like upgrading and maxing out invisibility, Slide Tunk Heyman. Okay, missed that one. Complete Darkness. We got that one. What the f- What? What the hell just happened? Learning the Defy Gravity technique. Spikes suck. Found the final blueprint. Snowy blueprints. And meeting the ancestors. I really wish I knew what these were for in the moment, but they're such gimmies, it's like there's no real point in learning what they are. And while I collected all the bottles in the final level, we couldn't access the last vault just yet, so it was on to face the Panda King, who is pretty straightforward. Climb up to the arena, dodge his attacks, which he says before doing, which is good for us. Take your shot, rinse and repeat until he's taken care of. Pandas aren't always cute. That's probably the weakest. I don't know. The last boss fight was a lot better. Which just left the final villain, Clockwork, over in Russia. Clockwork's area is quite different. It begins with a turret section, then a short stealth section to free Carmelita so the two can team up. We get a hacking game with Bentley, a covering fire level, and a platforming speedrun of sorts, which is a good challenge. This all leads us to face Clockwork, a fight that can be a little tricky with the wonky jetpack controls, but once you get the hang of it, isn't too bad. You just need to dodge the projectiles until Carmelita stuns an area, focus fire on that, and eventually Clockwork goes down. Sly has the Thievius Raccoonus and gives Carmelita a kiss before slipping away to continue on with more heist shenanigans. Clash of the Clockwork. And oh no, he didn't. But we're not done just yet, as we still need to go back to that one level, and now we can open the final vault, pop the platinum, and our time with Sly Cooper is done. Well, until the next game at least. Greedy Raccoon and True Thievius Raccoonus, and that is Sly Cooper's platinum done. And that was a great time. I'm really glad I finally revisited this game. I don't think I've played this since around the early 2000s. I would have been like 6, maybe 7. Really glad I revisited this. And I'm excited to go after Sly 2 when we get another break from the wheel. So would I recommend you play and platinum Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus? Absolutely I would. I am really glad I finally revisited this game. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and this was so much fun from start to finish. The story and characters are full of charm, the platforming and collectathon elements are really solid, and the boss battles are actually not too shabby for a genre that usually doesn't pay them much mind. In terms of the platinum, it is a breeze. I mean, this all took me 6.5 hours to get through, and it's super straightforward. Again, if you want more to do, go for the PS4 and 5 version, but if you're just looking to play or replay a PS2 classic and get yourself a quick and easy platinum along with it, I say go for it. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to leave a comment with Ringtail to let me know that you made it to the end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below with any other shorter platinums you think would be a good fit for some in-between style content. Shout out to the channel members for that extra level of support, and special thanks to members of the Bear Club, Nugget, Scott Unwin, Steel Vanguard, It's Grey J, Dark Wolf, Kuzma, Zafado, Lug Knights, Golden Sparrow, G&T Papi, Lord Alex, Jarvis McGee, and Kuzma again. Thank you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.